Welcome to the Outlaw Mud Show Drive-In. My name is Joe Connor. With me is Mohammed Fabi.
Hello and welcome everyone. Happy WrestleMania week and happy Ramadan to the whole world.
Happy Ramadan. James Blanton.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're having a great day.
It's Sunday.
and Pika.
Afternoon, everyone. Hope we're all still on that hype train from WrestleMania last night.
So last night was WrestleMania night 1. Tonight obviously is night 2. And I have to say, with the exception of women's tag, the women's tag, I thought last night was great. I'll see how tonight ends as a whole WrestleMania 37. But if last night was the only card for WrestleMania 37, I'd have it on the top 10 of Manias. I thought it was fantastic from start to finish, with the exception of women's tag team match.
So you've said
I am very.
Remember, you're on video, Master Heater. We can see you roll your eyes.
I did
I
not
know.
know. That's just the thing. Can you actually see my eyes? I think my eyes look a little beady in here.
Nah, it's just funny. When Joe said that your eyes went up, then you would like. Cause I know you was looking up at something. That's all.
No, yeah, because that's the TV. Because I got WrestleMania on loop here.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm cautious for tonight. There's only like 2 matches that I think could be great, but we'll see. But starting off last night, we had Bobby Lashley defeating Drew McIntyre. 41 minutes into the show, the match started because of the rain delay. We had some awkward bits backstage, and the fans got evacuated twice throughout the night. Once before the show started, once while the show started. But crowd.
What did you guys think about those? Yeah, what did you guys think about those delayed, those interviews backstage? And
they were awkward, especially like McIntyre's and Lashley's was awkward. It felt odd that they were close together in proximity before their match. McIntyre looked like he was about ready to start laughing. I'm not sure if it was just on Peacock, but Kevin Owens on his audio issues. Morrison was alright. I think what else there was.
The New Day with Big E.
New Day.
I like that one.
To me,
it also had some audio issues as well, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was different. It's just that you can tell they was really stretching. Like, all right, the Lashley and the thing, I thought that was okay. All right, get it hyped because it's the first match. And the New Day was fine. You show him and Big E, because it looked like to me that'd be something that happened in the middle of the pay-per-view anyway.
There was a shining.
Then you start, then the Kevin Owens was weird because like your match is tomorrow, not tonight, and they stopped pulling
you're in ring
stuff
gear.
in and stuff. It's
Kevin Owens was in ring gear, and when they did the Vince McMahon welcoming everyone thing, a lot of people who were booked on the second night were there in ring gear.
Mm-hmm.
And Jinder Mahal was there.
Yeah.
Full ring gear.
Drew Gulak was in full ring gear.
No, was Tozawa, and I'm like, are y'all gonna do something with these people? But
I think it's an edict. Like,
well, it's supposed to be always be ready just in case something happens.
Instead of doing awkwardness, they easily could have just swung it and pretty much just had like it'd be a big 24/7 title free for all backstage, and just have that title just change hands 20 sometimes.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I don't think our truth was there though. He wasn't on the stage. He wasn't.
I didn't see him.
He was
see
Old
him.
Spice.
I was fine with the backstage interviews, but just have people later on in the match, not someone in the opener and no one the next day. Like the New Day was fine. It was nice that Big E was with them. Kind of ruined their intro, but it's fine. But have them. You could have had more Belair and Sasha talking a little bit. There was ways you can pull it up to get you all hyped for it and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I liked it. It had that feeling of old school like WrestleMania 1 where Mean Gene would like interview the one guy and then interview the opponent. It had that feeling of it. It might have not been as executed as well because they cut away from Mean Gene while he's transitioning between the two wrestlers and then come back. But that didn't happen in this one.
Yeah. But I agree with Joe. The Bobby Lashley thing, they could have just started in backstage and then just had it in the
They could have had a pull apart. Yeah, that would have been cool. Like it's like they're like these guys cannot just cannot wait. So they're fighting backstage. We had to have the whole locker room pull them apart, and then you can have the match like a few minutes later, and that's you have a built-in hype up for that match that makes it that elevates it a little bit more.
And I give them credit for giving them an excuse why this title match was opening first. Like, they didn't have to, but at least gave you an explanation. Even though it was funny and weird, but it made sense. I drew like, well, it's the first time with fans. I'm going to be the first one out there, and all this other stuff like that.
The opening match to me is the second main event of the show anyhow. So it makes, if you're not on last, you should definitely want to be on first because everyone's going to have to follow you. Plus, if you bookend it that way, show should always, I think, be bookended by having the middle of the card should be the two lower matches. I think the opening match and the main event should be the two biggest matches, no matter what. It's classic booking right there.
Do you know why though? I just realized there was no United States Intercontinental title because usually they start with that. They both on night 2.
Yeah, I think tonight's going to start with the. Honestly, I think tonight's going to start with the Raw Women's title. I believe.
Yeah.
I was thinking, they kind of reverse it. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I was thinking, like, what other titles?
And then have the
we didn't have a singles title there. For night 1.
And then have the women's tag match like a pre-main event or
the break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I loved how the match, and I thought it was an awesome match. It was two Vince style, big guys going at a traditional Mania affair. This is pretty much a Vince McMahon dream match, and I loved how it ended. Made both look strong because Drew passed out and Lashley looks completely dominant because he made Drew pass out. That was way to do it. Lashley, I think, deserves to keep the title here. Honestly, if Drew won, I think there might have been a backlash in the crowd because even though he deserves to have a win in front of the crowd, this whole show is about pretty much every match on here was about freshness. Like, all the results were pretty much fresh stars winning in their thing because Drew's been champion. Lashley needed to Lashley retained. Cesaro going over Seth, AJ and almost getting the belts, Bianca, etc. You put it back on Drew, you kind of be reversing it. Lashley needs to look like a dominant champion for a few months. And you can still fall on Drew versus Lashley in the future. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the bigger story during the match was that Drew couldn't hit the Claymore, so you have that tucked away. It's a story on of itself.
Honestly, their third match could be a cage match because it'll be a rubber match because Drew got the win last year, Lashley got the win this year. Build it up properly into like cage back. Of course, cage matches are redundant now, but it would make sense for these to finish off their feud in a match like that, as opposed to like a best 2 out of 3 falls match. But I do think they will have a rubber match down the line.
Could be a TLC match. They usually try to do WrestleMania rematches real quick, so hopefully not.
Could, wait, is DLC close?
DLC's not till December.
No, I mean,
DLC,
you know what?
They move it to
Sorry. No, I'm thinking Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay.
Thinking ladder match. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, because that's May. But continue, Pete. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying. I only had one problem with the end of that match. The fact that Lashley, Drew never tapped, so he'll have that in his pocket to say, "You never pinned me." As soon as he let go of the Hurt Lock, and they said Drew's passed out. He can't. The second they said that, he opened his eyes and he was awake. And I think he should have sold it just a little bit more. In my eyes, it kind of spoilt it for me just a bit, because he was out, and then as soon as they said no, he's out, stop. He opened his eyes and he started moving straight away, and it kind of killed it a little bit for me. But that's just my opinion. You know, I just
yeah.
He should have sold it more. He didn't sell that at all for me. And the
there
bit
should
with
have
the
been a shot of Drew still passed out in the ring while Bobby
absolutely.
was celebrating.
And with the MVP distraction, MVP wasn't even near Drew. But then he shouted something and he kind of went to go and he stopped and went, oh, you know, it didn't seem like there's something wrong there. It seemed a bit.
It's weird because he I don't know. It's like I think Drew thought he went too fast for the Claymore, but Bobby wasn't in position, so he.
Yeah.
It felt like something. It's like MVP yelled for Bobby Lashley, but why are you responding to it? Just do you
exactly? He didn't need to stop and look. But that was my two things that I picked out of that match. So I was like, oh. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's correct.
Think, James.
So what?
Yes, Matthew.
James. Yeah. Well, you were saying something about the match.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying it was a great match. It was. I was expecting what to say. The work rate for the whole show was good, so I'm not going to really talk about the work, but no, it was good. It was great.
Yeah,
it was a big match. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think is if we take Drew out of the title picture now, what's next for Lashley?
You should feud with the Hurt Business.
I think so. I just going with Hurt Business because you could at Money in the Bank, they'll keep a lot of the top stars in the Money in the Bank match. I don't know if this will happen, but I would love to see Lee defending the title against Shelton at Money in the Bank. It's a one-off feud. It doesn't need to continue. I'm not saying Shelton needs to win the title or anything, but I like how they do it a lot of times at the Royal Rumble of having mid-card guy get a title shot. Do that right now. It's the perfect opportunity since they have issues on TV. Let Shelton Benjamin get one title match on a pay-per-view. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or maybe, and I'm sorry to say this, but they doing something, maybe Ricochet or something like that.
I could see that.
Let's have him. I call it a break match. This is a break match because Drew might be either in the Money in the Bank or might start a new feud with somebody else, and then continue his feud with Lashley for another month.
Yeah, Money in the Bank would be a safe bet to do that because the marquee match is the Money in the Bank match, so you could put the title match on a lesser scale during that. Yeah.
And just my thoughts about the match, like I said, it was great. I just like that they didn't let Drew get out of the Hurt Lock. That's what the whole Drew motto is, that, he can survive this, he's tough and stuff, but but he got in the Hurt Lock and he passed out. I'm fine with that. He didn't have to tap, but But it was great.
At the same time, Lashley looked like a world beater. He hit him with 3 future shock DDTs and he kicked out. It's kind of like, I was thinking this was the end right here. He did him with the 3rd one and just, count down to the Claymore and go 1, 2, 3. But no, the match kept rolling. It's a good showcase for both men.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Joe's favorite match on the card.
He just mad Alexa wasn't in it. That's all. Nobody to root for.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was hoping for a surprise Alexa and Nikki Cross show.
The
team
she was outside
was
there too. That was even weirder. She was out there too.
The team I was cheering for wound up winning.
She was.
Yeah.
Most deserving team in the match, the best team in the match, only team that had two really good wrestlers in the match. Tally and Tamina. Tamina deserved to have this opportunity. She deserves to win tonight. Women's tag matches are usually clusters anyhow. Like Talia and Tamina, as I said, are both great in the ring. Liv and Ruby, they both try really well. Dana, she tries her hardest. Mandy still is completely green. Lana tries. Naomi, while athletic, just isn't a
has
good
not
wrestler.
improved one bit.
No.
How dare you say that?
Carmella is
You're
a
on
good.
NBS.
Carmella is a good.
Bring
Carmella
it.
is a good worker.
Let them.
Carmella is a good worker.
Yeah.
Lee Kay, she busts her ass and tries.
She works with what they give her. That's the thing.
Yes. But match was just full of botches. There were so many botched moves, botched pin attempts, botched nip slips, just everywhere across the board.
Had to bring it up.
A negative. Wow.
I did it. I did it for the demo. I knew Pete would laugh at that. The right team won.
Yeah.
I hope that they win tonight. I'm weary of the match tonight because Nia is in it. But I do hope Natalia and Tamina win. Addie can say she's been a Bull Crown champion, whatever they want to call it. Tamina, after 11 years, finally can win a championship. They deserve to win it tonight. But the match last night wasn't god awful. It was just so botchy that it really was. But it is what it is. It was the real weak spot of last night. Pete, what did you think of it? Was definitely going to have turmoil and definitely going to have tag teams.
It was god awful. I'm sorry. If they
did it for my demo.
I thought Joe hated it.
It was absolute trash. I'd rather have had the men's SmackDown tag team on WrestleMania and put this on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was awful. I get it that them giving the women a chance, saying, right, we'll put you on the main show, we'll put the guys on SmackDown, here's your chance, prove yourself, and they completely fucked it up. They had their chance, they fucked it. I don't want to see women's tag team.
You really think?
I don't want to see women tag team turmoil at WrestleMania ever again. Ever.
What if
period.
Alberto Del Rio and Lex Luger were in the match?
Any tag team turmoil? Any tag team turmoil whatsoever?
Just the women's. I'm sorry. I'm all for the women's revolution,
No.
but god damn it, that was fucking awful. That was awful. I'm sorry, that was all so bad. Every team had some sort of botch. If you was to put this into perspective, that slip on the ramp from Dana, that summed up the entire match. You could just show that was like the highlight of the match. That slip, that's going to be a meme for years. That is the highlight.
Wait. Let's be precise. Do you mean the ramp?
Not the nip slip. The slip on the ramp.
Yeah.
The slip on the ramp. Not the nip slip.
Yeah, not the X-rated or the
PG the PG slip. But
Dana did the other slip.
They should call their team. They should call their team Slip and Slide now.
Or Nip and Slip.
There you go.
But yeah, it was awful.
I just want to say something, not to jump in. I'm like, maybe it was botched because it was rushed for time, but checking the records, 15 minutes.
15 minutes I'll never get back. It was awful.
I mean, yeah, but there was 5 teams in it. Yeah.
Yeah. But just something. Oh, go on.
Excuse me. Master, you know they can have back in the day Divas matches can have 20 people and it'd be less than 5 minutes.
True.
Yeah, but you know, that's sort of what put us in this position in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they can have a 10-minute match if they want to. But continue, Pete.
They gave the women a chance.
They could have had the teams closer to the ring as well. Like it's instead of having to endure the entrance itself and people slipping in it.
Yeah, but that made the match, that slip. That's going to be remembered for years to come. That slip will be remembered for years to come. The match is forgotten. It's out the history books in my head. That never happened. I will never watch that match in my entire life again. It was terrible. If I go back and watch this WrestleMania next week, I will skip that match completely. I do not want to watch that match ever again.
Can't wait to see the Pete guest cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
I'll pass it on. Thoughts?
We got episode 2 of Triggered right here.
Yeah. Sorry, it was bad. It was bad, man.
Well, I cannot can't compete with that one. Let me just say that I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best. It was entertaining.
You're being very polite about it, James.
It was entertaining. I have to admit, I was in the middle of something, so I saw the Riot Squad versus the first 2 teams. And then, I kind of went a little hazy in the middle there, so I didn't see much of that.
Yeah,
I'm
sure it was something really important and urgent that cannot be delayed. I mean, like it's not like you were playing Mario Kart during WrestleMania or anything. It was
James.
I was watching.
You don't have to lie about Mario Kart. You can just admit that you saw, what happened with Dana Brooke. You got a little quote-unquote hazy. It's okay. You don't need to say it's Mario Kart. You can just tell us what you actually did.
No. It's not like when I showed y'all that video yesterday. Joe like, I'll be right back. I think I had the TV on. And no, I was playing Mario Kart the tag match, okay? The New Day tag match. But I was still watching it on my phone, okay? Anyway, I thought it was good. Soon enough, I saw that Natalya and Tamina was last. I figured they was going to win. So I was like, who's going to win this? The Blonde Bombshells or Lana or Naomi? But nope, it went to Tamina and Tamina, who are deserving to win. And to me, they the only one that make it look an interesting match. I'm sorry. I love the Wire Squad, but the Wire Squad versus Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler would have been a slaughter.
Yeah.
Same thing with Carmella and Billy. Got to kind of have a happy evening. So, it is what it is. You're always going to have your one bad WrestleMania match. You can never go all the way perfect. So, but I thought it was okay.
There has to be a filler.
Exactly. So, but I'll move to you, Master Hater, because again, we cannot. Pete just stole the show for that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna try to compete with that. I'm just gonna. Like, I was happy with the outcome as long as it was not Lana and Naomi. That's it for me. And when they went out first, I was like, yeah, okay, fine. It's uphill. Is it uphill or downhill from here? Which one is the good one?
I think after Mandy and Dana went downhill, I believe.
Yeah.
The match went uphill. It's all downhill for you,
especially for Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. It's the problem is like when the Riot Squad came out, there was like this sequence where it's both of them like Ruby Riott, Liv, and Billie Kay are doing these moves, and they're moving in slow motion. It's like a practice match. I didn't know what was happening. It was like some guy said that maybe the ropes are still wet or the ground is still slippery. I don't know. I saw that on the internet, but I don't think. I mean, that was it. But it's an okay match. Like to carry on what James said, the Riot Squad were not the right team to win this match, because I think if you want the Riot Squad to challenge Tamina and Nia Jax, you need a story. You need an underdog story going in. You can't just rush it. So you
TV
need
for like 2 months.
Yes, exactly. And then building, and then some singles matches where the Riot Squad members lose, and finally get to the match and then see what happens. But I think Nadia and Tamina are definitely the best team to win this match. They're the only team that look like they can impose a physical threat to the Nia and Shayna right now. So
yeah.
So it's a good result. It is. I'm not I didn't think it was horrible. I just thought it was bad. But it's the weakest match on the card. And that's it. Let's move on to the next one. Hopefully Pete is kinder to the next one.
I sure hope Pete is kinder to this match. This match was great. It was one I was most anticipating of the night. Is it my favorite of the night by the end of the night? I'd probably say my second favorite of the show, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. They were great together. It was great series of maneuvers. It's, Seth going for the forearm smashes like Cross, going for the knee strikes. He went for the kick behind Cesaro when Cesaro ducked it. When he went for the curb stomp, which I guess is no longer actually capable of being said on WWE TV supposedly, but and he was going to went for this. Is that what it's called now?
Yeah, the blackout.
When he was going it went back to the original.
He was going for that. Cesaro reverses it into a uppercut, which was great.
Yeah.
We get awesome. The airplane spin with no hands. We get the swing.
UFO.
Yeah. Fantastic series of maneuvers on it. Seth was. I loved his ring attire. Part of it looked like Jay White ring attire. Part of it, had that Barack Obama poster on it. I thought it was awesome. His trash talking during the match was great, and yet again, the fresh guy won. Cesaro got the victory there for him on that. Great match. It even could have gone a little bit longer, but honestly, in the 11 minutes they gave him, they did made it work tremendously. Yes, they did a lot in that 11 minutes. Great pacing. As I said, it was my most anticipated of the night. My favorite wound up being something different. We'll get to that later. But some match. Pete, are you going to tell us about how much you hated this match?
It was terrible.
Wait. Let's everyone take shelter. Oh.
No, I'm joking. I got nothing but love for this match. I felt so proud for Cesaro. The fact that they done that little video package of him, I think it was on SmackDown, and they said he's been there for 10 years and he's never had a singles match at WrestleMania. There was building up to say
Drew Gulak last year.
Oh, yeah. But They're
but it was on a pre-show. I guess they're not counting it as canon now.
No.
But Dean Ambrose was secondly defending the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, but they bumped to the pre-show against Baron Corbin, and that was built up as a Mania match.
Oh.
Why are you ruining this? Why are you ruining this right now? Why are you letting facts get in the way of a good story?
Hold on. To support Joe, they always do that where they book Mania matches, but then when it's time to time crunch, they start moving stuff around.
Exactly.
So it could have been on the main show, but they're like, you get bumped to the pre-show. So yeah.
That's normally, but I think Cesaro and Drew were put in their last minute.
It was. Still,
it was just we need a match for the pre-show. Go.
Yeah, got nothing but love for Cesaro. I was so pleased for him.
I'm just one more thing about this whole singles match thing, Pete. I'm sorry, then I'll let you finish. Besides, the ad was technically supposedly in the storyline made by Seth Rollins, so it would be like
it would make sense for him to.
So it would make sense that he would just gloss over that one singles match that he had and say it never happened.
True.
Yeah.
Well. Compared to Self, because Self said he was this and he main event WrestleMania and this and that. It was compared to himself, yes. Yeah. Love that ad.
I do.
Yeah,
that ad was awesome.
I was going to
made
try
the
to find it
Obama
on
poster thing
YouTube.
work.
Yeah, I was trying to find it on YouTube so I could tag you in it, Muhammad, so you could say, I don't want to hear this propaganda. Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing but love for Cesaro. I've always been a fan of his, and I was so pleased for him last night that he got his singles match. He got put over, he got the win, he got in some fantastic moves. That flick up on when he went for the curbstone, flicked him up with the European uppercut. I felt like it was just in time, like a millisecond late, he would have missed that. It was so close, for margin of error. He broke his record for the amount of swings. The UFO with the no hands. I was like, holy, you're defying gravity here by doing shit like that. I fucking loved it. I loved Cesaro's gear as well. Yeah, the match was great. It could have gone a bit longer, like you said, Joe. I mean, if the women's match didn't go on as long, we could have had longer. So another gripe towards that match. Don't give them 15 minutes. Give them 10 minutes and stick an extra 5 minutes on this match, and then we could have had 16 minutes of this match. But no, they had to fuck it up and give them 15 minutes. So that's another thing. That's an extra thing that I'm adding to that women's match. They took time off these guys. This was one of my 3 matches that I was looking forward to, and it only went for 11. The women went for 15.
Over, but it's not.
No, somebody brought it up. Somebody brought the time up, and I was like, 15 minutes, 11 minutes. Hold on a minute, something ain't right here. Yeah. You could have given them 15 minutes and them 11 minutes, but no. Bullshit. But it was a good match.
He'll be cycling this back again. Watch.
Yeah.
You could add another 5 minutes to this match.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have put that women's tag match on the pre-show instead of having 40 minutes of awkward fucking backstage interviews.
But they couldn't because they were evacuated.
Exactly. Nobody would have seen it. We'd have all been fine with that.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to get them to the ring.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exclusive for the people watching at home, we're giving you the women's tag team turmoil.
Be all dead. They'd be being struck by lightning.
Hey, Mania, Florida.
He hated it that much.
Hold on. It's Mania. It's Florida. We wouldn't be that surprised. Someone got struck by lightning.
Yeah.
But if they'd have had this on the pre-show and it would have just been for the people watching at home, we would have been doing the guys that went there a favour. Because we could have said, I'd rather have been standing outside in the piss-pouring rain than watch this match. So, yeah. I'm done. I'm moving on.
Good.
Who's next? What do you think?
This is my...
I don't want to go next.
Yeah, following that again. This was my match of the night. One of my matches of the night. I love them both. Kind of realized that they didn't really have a special entrance. When I mean special, not over the top, but it was a nice entrance for Seth and Cesaro. And I love it. I remember we thought Seth was going to win this because Seth was the second match, and he hasn't won anything. But I'm glad he gave Cesaro. Damn shame. 10 years for him to get a single, and I was thinking a single win at WrestleMania and stuff like that. And it was great. And he showed you why he used the Swiss Superman, why he's the king of swing, he's the Swiss cyborg, and why he's the man. My only thing I can say I'm only worried about is what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
So, because it's really going to just either going to solidify or just, you know what, this is your Zack Ryder WrestleMania moment. And now we just going to do nothing. It happened, Joe. It happened. Okay. So, but I loved it, though. And I think Seth didn't lose anything with this. And I'm sorry. I like this new version of Seth. Okay. He's different. But he's just a cocky asshole now. Now he talks the talk, and then he dresses the way he is with the suits and everything and stuff. So yeah,
he's more of an amalgamation of everything that he's been before.
Like a lot of his backstage promos, his in-ring promos are great, but when he tries using like trendy words or whatever, like almost, it's just like it sounds very douche bro, where he's like, Yeah, it's like when he's talking about his drips and everything. It works for Miz and Morrison because Miz and Morrison, they still think they're super cool. But like Seth, it seems almost like he's like a dad who's trying to reconnect with what is cool. That's basically what it sounds like.
Did you see how he dressed? Yes.
It kind of works with what he with the promo he had before, because he came back to the WWE universe. He's the savior, so he needs to be, talk the same language as the younglings. And it makes him easier to hate.
It does.
Yeah. And continue, James. Are you done?
What? Oh, sorry. Pass you, Matthew. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I was just making sure you were done. I didn't.
Speaking of you talking, I was letting you just go ahead and talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, I disagree with you. I think this match in 11, I wouldn't change a thing about this match. I wouldn't give it more time or anything. I think it did what it needed to be done.
That was just Pete.
It's Pete.
Pete. You said I got to disagree with you guys. Pete.
Well, I mean, his point was so powerful it felt like it came from everyone. But no, I think for 11 minutes it was a perfect showcase of Cesaro. It was a great showcase of Seth Rollins. I always say this about Seth Rollins, that he is the best exposition promo / exposition machine that they have, where he can just tell you what is happening and it doesn't sound cringy because he does the thing. But during this match, I didn't like him saying I survived the it's called the pacifier, right? Neutralizer. Sorry.
Yeah.
He said I survived the neutralizer. I survived the swing. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Great. Now you just put it onto the universe. So now Cesaro is gonna have a fucking baby gimmick starting on Friday. Thanks a lot, Mohammed.
Or maybe a babysitter gimmick. Hey, it went for Vin Diesel.
Master Heater strikes again.
But anyway, I didn't like Seth, just claiming out saying, blame Seth. He's the one who made me bring up this point. And, I didn't like him saying that I survived the neutralizer, I survived the swing, and it's a bit too cartoonish. And I like cartoonish when things happen, when become cartoonish. But this one seemed a little bit forced by Seth. That's my only little nitpick. It's not. It didn't make the match any less great or anything in my book, but it kind of irked me. But I liked it. Cesaro looked great in this match. Seth looked like a big deal. That Cesaro getting a win over Seth made him a legitimate star. So that was great. I think Cesaro needs to be now on the road to number one contendership. Not right away.
A slow build.
Maybe. Build him up as one of the top guys for Money in the Bank. He doesn't need to win Money in the Bank, but build him up as one of the top guys to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And yes, and I would love a best of 5 or best of 7 series with Nakamura.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds spicy.
Off of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As long as they don't form a tag team and then become multiple tag team champions.
No. That ship sailed now.
I mean, but it would be perfect that he's doing this. Yeah, he's doing the Sheamus thing in reverse. So he became a tag team with Nakamura, then they do the best of 7, then they become bitter rivals. So.
Yeah.
All right.
But good match. Go on.
Next up, we had the Raw Tag Team titles. New Day in full force with Big E introducing them versus AJ Styles and Omos. And this was a fun match. The build towards this I didn't really think it was going to be all that great, but AJ's interactions with Omos, being the straight man to his, I don't want to say goofy guy, but AJ does great comedy bits. So they've worked well. New Day and AJ have worked well together because even though they're rivals, AJ has this thing where when he does comedy, he's almost buddy with his rival at the same time. Like, he doesn't want to be against him, but he is. And that worked perfectly last night. AJ had some great ring moments with New Day. AJ's facial reactions to the New Day when they were doing their traditional New Day antics was awesome. Built it up almost again to the ring, and you have this unbeknownst creature getting to the ring who is untapped because nobody knows what he's going to do,
what he's capable of. How does?
Yes, like the New Day, they both sold like with their faces of what they were going to do. They even gave him a little bit of fear, which is good. It didn't make New Day look like pussies or anything. It just made them look like, shit, we don't know what the hell we're going to be doing right here. I mean, everyone, nobody wouldn't be that way with a guy that tall. And makes sense that almost gets the pinfall. The way he pinned works perfectly for his character also. AJ is now a Grand Slam champ. Almost and him can... I don't think it's going to be a long tag title run. I think it's going to be rather short. But I think they're going to have some pretty good moments for the next month or two with those belts. New Day, as I said in the past, they put the belts on them just for Mania because it's New Day, it's a tag team. They needed to have that marquee name, even though it still could have been a triple threat with the Hurt Business, but it's in the past. It was a fun match. Almost, we still don't know what he can really do, or how he's been presented. He did his in-ring style was how he's been portrayed over the past 5 months. So it was an awesome debut for him. It wasn't a great match because of him, but he had that aura of a monster. And
your audio's cut out, Joe.
Yeah, you gotta Joe. He's still talking. Can you hear us? Yeah, we can't hear you at all, mate. I think he said I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect again, but we just did. Ooh, it's the Macho Man, Joe Carter.
See, that's what you get when you try to hit almost over here, see? The guy's like, slow your roll, Joe. Slow your roll.
Okay, I think he's talking, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, say something.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you went out when you was putting over Almas.
Okay. I think
so.
That...
Start the point with almost from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly where I left off or where the beginning was. I'll just finish it up then. But I think AJ and Omos will be splitting here pretty soon. I would honestly have them drop the belts, not back to New Day, but to a surprise team. I would have them drop the belts to Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik just as an upset. And then, you can split up AJ and Omos that way. I personally would have AJ go face, because I think Omos could be an awesome monster heel, and then you could build to him versus Braun down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun match. Pete, what did you think of this match here?
Well, how long was this match on for?
This was on for 9:45.
Yeah, less than 10 minutes.
Well, it could have had longer if it wasn't for that damn women's title match. Now, seriously.
Next year at WrestleMania, Pete Guest versus the women's tag team turmoil match.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting. Versus
this,
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, obviously. This was the second of the third. I was looking forward to 3 matches. This was my second one I was looking forward to. I loved how they built up Almas. When he just had a couple of interferences during the matches on Raws, but he didn't do nothing much. So it left that mystique that, I wonder what he's going to bring to the table at WrestleMania. I loved, you mentioned last night, Joe, I loved how they built this match, like the story of the match. They kept AJ in the ring for as long as physically possible. And then you knew, as soon as Almas got that tag in, it was game over. I loved how Woods stood up to him. You know, he kind of gave him the fear look, like, oh, and then he was like, no, and then he put his fists up, and I was like, yeah. And they gave him his all, but he didn't budge. You ain't going to knock a guy who's that big over against the New Day. I loved that slam that he did at the end. Kofi sold that like an absolute champ. He looked like he was dead on the floor. And a big guy pin with a foot. You know, just the 1 foot on. Absolute dominance. And I thoroughly enjoyed this match. There's only one problem. I just hope that when AJ and Omos split up, that Omos does continue wrestling and he doesn't just fade into the distance and we never see him again. I'd like to see what he can do on his own as a singles run. And as you mentioned, Joe, I'd love to see him against Braun. That'd be awesome. Because I'm all for the big guy matches, so I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that.
As long as it's not on the same card as a women's tag team turmoil match.
Of course not. That can be on the pre-show. Yeah, I'll pass it on, James.
Okay, James.
I was not looking forward to the match. I thought the tag team division's really messed up. I don't like makeshift tag teams, especially.
This one really wasn't makeshift though, because they.
Yeah, is it the makeshift because they've been together for about 6 months or so?
Yeah, it's not makeshift.
No, it's a heavy and a thing, and they never had any tag matches. It'd be different,
but it's still not makeshift though. They're still a legit
tandem. They a team, but I'm just saying. Well, let me rephrase it. Just they got the belts out of the way.
The first time team.
Yeah, yes. First time team out for the belts. Let me go with that then. And it is exactly how I predicted it would be. I was more shocked that it was the match was longer than it was. Cause I figured AJ would work it, was doing it, and then soon as he tasked Omos, the match would be over. Which that was not a shock that happened and stuff. I'm fine with it. I'm just like, he's getting that Braun build-up where you're not going to see a lot of them, and then when you do, I just hope that it's just more successful than Braun Strowman was. That's all. Because he almost does got the look. He's cool. He does it like a badass. He's doing it the right way, but I'm just hoping when it pull the trigger, learn from your mistakes with Braun Strowman. That's all. that's all I'm looking like that. Because you do too much of them, then we'll be like, oh my God, it's an all mismatch, and he's just going to do the same thing, and it's going to be boring. So hopefully he be different from that. And don't hurt the New Day. The 11-time champions. I just hope the tag division get better. That's all. They really need some help with that on both brands. Well, I don't want to say SmackDown. SmackDown got a decent lineup for tag teams, but Raw really needs help. They tag team division and stuff. So yeah. Hopefully with AJ and Omos on top, they can make some new stars or something like that. And I'll pass to you, Matthew.
Alright. It was a really fun match. It's kind of weird that Omos is like this newcomer, but like there was a lot of intrigue that I did not expect. The wrestling world to have a lot of intrigue about what Omos is gonna do in this match, or how he's gonna look. What's his ring gear gonna be like? What kind of moveset is he gonna wrestle, or is he gonna just stand there? There's a lot of ring gear. There's a lot of. Yeah.
I loved that his ring gear wasn't ring gear.
Yeah, he was just It sounded like
he's not even gonna wrestle. Watch AJ go do it all by himself. Yeah. It's like they're gonna put a wool over here. Like he might do a punch or a kick, but it'd be all AJ. But yeah, so yeah.
It's kind of like AJ set the table and he just comes in and cleans up. That's and that's gonna be probably the story over there. I think honestly, if this match showed anything as well, it showed that this team has to be a babyface team. They cannot feel them because when you got people cheering for someone pinning Kofi Kingston,
yeah, that's true.
Here you go, babyface team. But can they do comedy? Would you be okay with that? Not New Day comedy.
I mean, they've been doing comedy for they've been doing comedy for a while.
Good
like if you see it's an odd couple type of thing where
it's mostly
I mean, like I'm fine with it now. Yeah, I'm fine with it now. So I'm like, AJ is good at that.
Okay.
silly comedy. I mean, like AJ does that. He did it. He did it pretty good in TNA. He does it well when he does in the WWE when it's called about. So I think it will work. And almost being the straight face to the whole thing. Like I wouldn't change anything about Omos's presentation whatsoever. Stay the same as it is. Okay. Yeah, and because I think I would have enjoyed this match more if the New Day were the heel team coming in, because. I mean, like, it felt unnatural of them being. I mean, they tried to play it like they were worried about Omos, but it's like, it kind of like it bordered on the whole, like, the heel tag team is isolating the weaker link, and then the stronger guy comes in and they're scared. It's that's the blueprint of the match. They made it their own. It's not exactly how it came out, but that's how that's the match plan that they took that they based it upon. But I wouldn't split up AJ and Omos that soon. Like, I would give them a 2 or 3 run, 3 months, 2 or 3 run, 2 or 3 months run before they.
I'd be okay with it. I just feel WWE is going to split them.
Yeah. I agree with Joe on that one.
I mean, like, they're gonna want to cash in on Omos like sooner or later. So they're gonna split them at some point.
It's gonna be that Braun thing where they're gonna. He's gonna whoever be. It's up to how much of a heel or face he's gonna be. You can determine who he's gonna face. If he's gonna be a big time baby face, he'll probably be going against Lashley later in the year. But if he's a heel, it might be whoever the new babyface champion is. So
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and honestly, a dream match for Omos versus Tozawa's Giant Ninja.
Ooh.
So Undertaker versus Undertaker match. Okay. We can do that.
That's. But again, at this point, like, the show is flowing. It's the best thing. Like, there isn't that WrestleMania fatigue that you get from the 5-hour shows. I like that's it's flowing pretty well. And I think we got, like, at this point 4 matches. We got 2 left or 3 left.
3 left.
3.
The only thing they really had for filler was after the next match was just the Hall of Fame stuff. And that didn't even take a whole lot of time. So everything was super well paced last night.
See, that's what I told you. Because people was asking why they having the Andre Battle Royal attack from SmackDown. They had it tight to make it 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm thinking, how's that going to be possible for Mania? But they did it. They did it.
They did it. But plans best laid plans are of mice and men. They had to go over the 3 hours anyway, not because of anything they did.
Exactly. There we go. And just one thing I meant to throw out. I'm mad she didn't have a match, but at least we saw Bayley though. She had a presence.
Yes. Two of them,
was great.
Yeah, I loved it, and I loved her squeezing between the announce booth. I thought that was awesome. I love that Bayley was on. She deserved to have a spot. I didn't care if she didn't wrestle, but Bayley getting an actual moment just to be like, hey, we still are invested in this character, because obviously they super she's 4 horsewomen are cemented with WWE right now. They aren't going to be completely forgotten about at all. So Bayley having just a couple of moments to be annoying Bayley was perfect.
I was happy to see her.
I mean, like, you brought this thing up. Now I'm realizing that since WrestleMania 32, this is the least amount of horsewomen on at the WrestleMania. It's and that's evolution. That's a good thing. I mean, like, it's not like a bad. And Bayley has gotten to this point where her character is more valuable than her ring work. Her ring work is still amazing, but but I mean, like, if you can save on the time of a match and still use the character alone, more power to you.
And let's give them credit for having one-on-one women matches. Because the thing is, usually one or the other will have a multi-one.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Pete, what do you think of multi-women matches?
God awful. it's a mess. It's a mess. The women, there's a handful of good women in WA, but the rest are just bad. They're just really bad. So to throw them,
digging this deeper than I thought he was.
To get a ball of low to mid card women wrestlers and throw them at us in that ring, it's just it's awful. It's god awful, and I don't want to see it again.
I just want to apologize for my UK brother. I love him to death, but he's just suffering over his Prince Philip passing away a couple of days ago. So he's just in turmoil. Now I'm ready for him to go heal on that now, like fuck them Royals.
I'm all for women's revolution, but it's got to be good. You know, you give these women a chance, and they fuck it up. Sorry, they fucked it up. And I don't ever want to see it again.
So question, Pete.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring you back to this match again, but out of the tag team turmoil, did you go in originally liking any of the women involved?
Yeah, but I like them as a physical presence. I like the looks of them. But as far as their in-ring ability goes, it's not. The only team that I thought put an effort in their looks
I wish I had not asked that question.
The only ones that I thought looked good and they put some effort into their ring gear was the Riot Squad. I thought they looked on point. But as far as the wrestling goes and everything else, it's trash. Absolute trash.
What about Natty? What about Natty Neidhart? No?
No.
Oh, hot take.
Their time's passed. Move on. How many years have they been there? You know, we've seen him.
Natalie Neidhart has been there since, I think, 2009, 2010-ish.
Exactly. And what has she done lately? Not a fat lot.
She's a heart.
I mean, she won a tag team turmoil match with Tamina just last night.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, what's that proving? You know.
Oh, if you want to know what's so important about her, there you go. Yeah. You want to know what's so important about her? She's best friends with Ronda Rousey. There you go. That's why she's still.
That makes me dislike her even more. Then.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Doesn't even like Ronda Rousey. Huh?
No.
So you don't
entitled.
Why you don't think
entitled spoilt brat.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. You like Sasha Banks, but you don't like Ronda Rousey for being a.
No, I hate Sasha Banks.
Spoiled brat.
I hate Sasha Banks.
Oh, okay.
I liked her. The only thing I liked about Sasha Banks is her hair, and that's it.
Okay.
Her hair looked cool last night.
That main event commentary, the main event review is going to be a hell of fire now.
Maybe. Anyway.
Speaking of people who hate women, Braun Strowman.
Wait, is that true?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just figuring maybe like just like a Trumper views. I don't know. I don't want to put it like blame him for anything, but I mean, I figure it was a good segue to bring him in. Other views of his.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna go into the other guy you guys always mention who no one knows and does not even listen to the show. But Braun Strowman. Okay, I'll take that.
Sylvie loves women.
Yeah, I kind of like how Pete loves them there.
Walter Sylvie loves firing women from his job. It brings him much joy. So yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's insert one of those like technical difficulty things from like The Simpsons of like the drunken person like
the yeah. I just get that voice get that voiceover to say redacted electronically. Okay, let's. How about we try to dig ourselves out of this hole right now?
Yeah.
How do you dig? How do you dig out? Like Do you?
I
Like,
don't know.
use the shovel,
What they say. I think you shovel from the top and put it under your feet, and then you step on it, and then
you bury yourself.
yeah,
Like what
no, you step out like you shovel from the top, you put it right under your feet, then you step on the dirt that you just chucked in.
You bury yourself.
Is he
like
talking or is he just
bury yourself like Joey Ryan buries himself?
Oh God!
I follow him on Twitter, and he is burying himself.
Yes.
It's like, whoa.
Well,
Yeah.
So, I mean, did something new happen? What happened with Joey?
No, he keeps talking. That's basically what he does. When you accuse the things that you record, you use radio silence. You don't keep bringing it up. And
I mean, give the guy a break. He just got this chip for 90 days without, sexual something like that. He got like.
Yes, and he like.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.